So we may have a buyer. I kind of let them do their thing. They're looking it over. Try not to bother people whenever they're looking at a vehicle. We'll see what happens here in a second. I told him to take it for a spin. Dude has like a bag over his shoulder, so I'm thinking he's got a stack of casharoo. We'll see if he got it. Some of these people, some of our customers, they sometimes they don't even drive the cars. Sometimes they just buy them. There's nothing wrong with that truck. Remember, that truck was my personal truck. There's nothing wrong with that truck. But some people just don't even care to test drive it for whatever reason. They just ready to buy. But we'll see what happens here in a second. Fingers crossed that we about to have a buyer. It is Sunday, 11 a.m. So I'd love to get this thing going. When you've been doing this for this long, you kind of sometimes just get a gut feeling about certain people, and sometimes that gut feeling is wrong, sometimes it's right. But I normally don't show cars on the weekend. You have to give me a really good gut feeling that you're not wasting my time for me to come in on the weekend. I've turned down multiple people to show this truck on the weekend, but this guy, I decided that I'm going to gamble it and show the truck. So as we can see out the front door, it's supposed to be parked over here, and it's gone on a test drive right now. So let's keep our fingers crossed that they buy this thing, man. We've had the Duramax for what, 3 weeks now, probably. Yeah, it's probably about 3 weeks. I have to look up the date. But if we sell it, you'll be seeing this whole video, obviously, because it's sold, and we will go over how long it took me to sell it, the money that I had in the F250, the money that I got for the F250, and the money that I'm currently in the Duramax. That way you can kind of know real life numbers of where we are, where we're at and everything. There they are, pulling back up. Man, let's hope we sell this thing. Man, I hope I sell this thing. Let's see what happens. So we did sell the truck, and I will go over all of the money side of things to y'all, but I just wanted to go and show you. We did have this on our next gear, our floored account. I've explained that before. I'll explain it again, how flooring works. But there's our total payoff on the Duramax. This is what I accrued. How you say that word?
Accrued.
How you say it?
Accrued.
And insurance and everything on the Duramax right now. I think I was only at 61, but we'll go on purchase price. We'll go back over all of that in more detail. So the thing that sucks about putting all this money into ATM on a Sunday, putting $11,500 in ATM, is you can only do $50 at a time. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, like over 5 transactions we have to do. Well, as you see, we sold it. So it's Monday morning. We sold that on Sunday. I got the money in the bank yesterday afternoon, and we immediately started ordering some parts for the race car. So I got some big news coming up about the race car. We will do that in its own video so that this video doesn't get long. I'd like to try to keep this decently short because I know a ton of people don't care about this, but the guys that are following along with these builds and these flips, I'd like to give y'all a little bit of real life update real fast. So the F250, let's dive right into the numbers now. The F250, to build that F250, purchase price, all the parts that went into it. You watched the series on that. I'm pretty sure I already went over the purchase price and everything. All the parts. We ended up being $8,692 in the F250. That is to the T of what it cost me to build that F250. And to buy it, repair it, and everything. No labor. That's me doing it myself. That's just material. I never count labor in. So we sold the F250 for $11,500 yesterday. Now, I started out with that F250 listed at $16,500. Like we went over, I didn't really know where it was going to fall. I'm going to go ahead and educate y'all on a couple things for the new guys, not anybody that's a veteran or has done this for a long time. What hurt me on that flip, I'm well aware of it, and I know what messed me up on that flip. But it's always a gamble on your target market. The wheels were 24-inch wheels with 37-inch tires, and it had a lift kit on it. That right there, having a lifted pickup truck with mud tires and rims, that will cut your buyer market almost in half every single time. No older guy with kids, car seats, and you know, just a normal average Joe is going to buy a lifted pickup truck with mud tires and wheels. Statistically speaking, from being a car dealer, I'm telling you, it's just not it's not what they're looking for. Okay, most average guys that are not into vehicles and just need a truck, they don't want anything modified, so they just want factory wheels, factory tires, you know, and that's going to be about 50% of your buyers, honestly. The car customization world and the truck world are not as big as you might think it is. It might be big to you because that's all you know and all your friends are and all you're surrounded by. But when you're a car dealer, you realize real fast that obviously there's more vehicles, tons more vehicles on the road that are not customized than are customized. So you immediately killed your market as soon as you build a lifted truck and tires and all that. You narrowed it down to less potential buyers. Okay, that was our number one problem. Number two problem, the paint job. So I don't think I put in the ad that it was a custom color, but anybody that could see it probably realized that it was custom color and it was just painted. A vehicle that was just painted will detour a certain percentage of buyers, because the paint job could be crappy, the paint work could be crappy, the prep work could be crappy. And what happens is that leaves the buyer to deal with flaking paint, peeling clear coat, and all that in a year, 2 years, 5 years, 6 years down the road, depending on who painted it and what stuff they use. You can't advertise a vehicle for sale and say, hey, you're the paint god and your work is flawless and you'll never have an issue with it. Buyers don't care at the end of the day. So painting the whole vehicle, it also closed in our market a little bit more. It tightened it up to less people. Then the mileage, it had 260 something, I think, 1,000 miles on it. That tightened our market for people that wanted, you know, something with not high mileage. And then salvage title, it clinched our market. So we had a salvage title versus a clear title, meaning that you can't get it financed. So the buyers have to be buyers that have A, cash, and B, don't care about salvage. Okay, so on that truck, you had a lot of negative stuff working against you. Now, the doors that it does open are the guys that want a discounted truck that's a little cheaper than everywhere else, has a lot of things done to it, it looks good. They can have a truck that's customized and looks good, but maybe they don't have to do it themselves. The buyer, I'm not going to go into a ton of detail about who the buyer was. It was just, I don't know the person, but you know, this was his first diesel truck, and they did pay with straight cash. Obviously, they didn't swipe a card or nothing like that. And the first diesel truck, he didn't know a ton about it. So I think that the vibes I were getting is he loved the way it looked, loved the way it sounded. They didn't complain about the front end pulling, whereas other buyers did, because I didn't change the rotors out. So when you hit the brakes, the front end pulled a little. It needs new rotors and possibly one more caliper. They didn't complain about anything about the truck, zero complaints. And I'm trying not to go into detail about that because I got a whole nother rant that I could go into that I'd rather just keep personal about different kinds of buyers and who us dealers prefer and who we don't prefer to walk through that door. But I don't want to be judged and my video go viral or something like that over that. So we're gonna keep that yourself. But when they got here, that's the reason why I had a feeling that I had a buyer, because I've done this enough. So with that said, our profit on the F250 was $2,808. So not a killer profit. It definitely ain't no profit that we made on the F450. That was $10,000. But the thing about the F450 is it had nothing but a leveling kit and 22.5. So the person that bought it was using it for a business. They were going to take the 22.5s off, leave the leveling kit on it, and put the factory wheels back on it, and they would have been perfectly fine. They didn't have that much to undo. When you have a 6.0 like that, it's lifted up that big, and 37s, 24s, you can't just exactly undo it as easily. I mean, if you would have went back down to a factory size tire, it would have looked stupid and lifted way up. So we walked away with profit on that one, $2,808. That's not bad. I mean, for me having to come down from 16.5 all the way to 11.5, that's not bad. I mean, profit's profit, and it was my daily vehicle. So we're just trying to climb up the ladder, take a lick a little at a time. So let's move on. We're just going to keep this thing rolling. So the next topic, I guess you can say, is that we're trying to put together this race car. So right now we're trying to climb that the goal was to climb the ladder back up to comfort, basically. And the Duramax gave us that. So the Duramax has 280,000 miles almost. It's like 270 something. But it gives us the comfort, the interior comforts that the 6.0 didn't have. It gives us the power to tow. You know, I haven't even fixed the bedside, haven't fixed the cab corners, haven't fixed the rocker. I'm still just driving the thing wrecked because we've been, pounding down at the race car. Y'all see the videos every day practically. So I've just been too busy, and it's kind of one of the things where I jokingly told the guys that once I get this thing together where it's driving, I'm probably not even gonna want to fix it. Obviously, I have to fix it at some point to flip it up, and we are still trying to get into a newer Super Duty, but I haven't been really looking on the auction much because we're trying to get this race car together. So everybody wants to see this Comet together and racing. And so that's kind of my focus right now. If I buy another wrecked vehicle, then I have to pull my focus away from the Comet and repair the Duramax, and then I have to repair the wrecked vehicle I buy. And then on top of that, we still have the trailer build going, where I need to get back on that. And then, like I said, the Comet. So we're trying to just chill. I think we're gonna ride the Duramax out. I feel like maybe through the summer or until the Comet gets up and running, which I got news coming to you about that in another video. But we're going to ride it out. We're going to get this trailer repaired and get it where we can go to the track with this car and this trailer. And then I think we'll probably get back on the truck stuff. I'm also kind of hoping that the car market crashes, not for my business, but for my personal side. The car market will crash, and there's going to be a lot of people screwed when it does crash. The car market is up right now, really high, and so people are paying. Let's say a vehicle's worth $10,000, and right now you're paying $40,000 for that vehicle because the market's so high. When that market crashes, even if it crashes down to where that vehicle's worth $20,000 or $10,000, you just lost 50% of the value of your vehicle. Whereas before all this, you just lost a smaller percentage of drive off when you bought it brand new. But people are buying brand new now. Not only are you losing the markup that you have been paying for years, the depreciation value when a vehicle comes off the lot, but it's marked so high. So you got the vehicle, the MSRP right now is marked up higher because it is. And then to order a brand new Ford truck, I got a couple buddies that has actually ordered new ones that I know. They're charging you $15,000 on average, $15,000, not $1,500, $15,000 over MSRP to protect yourself from inflation, because you might not get that vehicle for, it might be a year, it might be 6 months. Some people will wait in 9 months, 10 months to get their new trucks in. So you're paying like $15,000 extra over MSRP right now if you order a brand new truck, just to protect their butts. So the market will come back down, and I'm thinking if we focus on this race car, get this race car up and running, then when the market crashes, then maybe we can start back looking for a truck. But I will continue to look for a Super Duty at the local auction that I don't have to tow really. So if one pops up, we might all of a sudden purchase another truck, but it's got to be a good deal and it's got to be local. I'm not traveling for one. Let's move on to the Duramax. So the Duramax right now, I've purchased everything I need for Duramax. I'm daily driving the Duramax. I have all the patch panels sitting out back, all the bed patch panels, the rocker patch panels. I have everything. All I got left is to cut it up, do body work, and paint. So this is not including any paint price really, and it's not going to. To build the Duramax, we are $9,304 in the Duramax. So after selling the Super Duty for $11,500, so basically if we were $8,692 in the Super Duty, then we sold the Super Duty for $11,500, that left us with profit of $2,808. And then we took that $11,500 and we spent it on a Duramax, and we ordered everything for the $11,500, even though I already fronted that money. It cost us $9,304 to build the Duramax. So out of our $11,500, we've already spent $9,304. So left over out of that, that's $2,196. So basically $2,200 left over out of the Super Duty money is free money. That was a step up. So what we would normally have done is take that $2,200 and I would have put it to the side, so that when I purchase my next truck, I can stack that $2,200 on top of it. And then that's less that I have to sell the Duramax for to recoup the money. Because every time we're going to be stepping up, and we're not trying to take a dollar from our business. But being we have a race car, that $2,200 is already gone. It was gone before we even sold the Super Duty. So the little bit that was left over, cash that I physically have left over in cash, is in the race car banking account right now, and it's already being paid towards credit, and we're ordering more parts for the race car. So with that said, that's where we're at. So I mean, sum it up one more time. F250 cost $8,692. We profited $2,808. The Duramax cost us $9,304, and we had $2,200 left over after the Duramax. So that's where we're at on the truck flips right now. I appreciate y'all watching these, and hopefully if you're in the market for a truck, or if you're trying to flip cars, you're thinking about becoming, flipping cars or salvages, you can kind of relate these real world numbers. So this one was tight, and these were tighter because of the age of these vehicles and the mileage of these vehicles. You start getting back up into that nice, 12 and up Super Duties like I had, 450s, 250s, Lariats, all that stuff. Then we start rolling in the dough. Then we start making more money. But while we're still down here in these 2004 Super Duty and 2007 Duramax. Now, Duramax is an LMM LTZ, so that's going to help us on the flip side, but the mileage has already destroyed us before we even started. But we're just using this for a baby step to step up. So I'm 9,304 in that Duramax, and I think I can get 10 to 15,000 for that Duramax all day long. So we'll probably make, and I already had somebody offer to buy it as is, wrecked, but I got too much on my plate right now, so I gotta chill. I need to drive it. I think when we go to flip the Duramax up, that will make, we'll at least probably make 3,000, if not 6,000. So it's gonna fall somewhere in there, depending on what the market's done. That's my prediction. The F250 definitely took longer to move than I planned, but I just told you why. So we're gonna wrap this up. Be on the lookout for the Comet video, because I've got some banging news for y'all, and I'm gonna update y'all on some stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.